Guy, how far now?
I'm not really fine. Do you know they paid me last week and right now I can't even boast up to 10,000 naira in my account?
Seriously?
Yes.
Did you budget?
Which one is budgeting? I'm not a politician.
That's when your money is missing like NEPA lights.
But I didn't buy anything serious, shoes, bags, the thing that guys need now. And just like that, fiam, the money has disappeared.
But it's all these little things. That's why it's taking your money.
But what should I do?
See, you have to create a budget. You have to track your spending. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. And you have to save before you spend, not the other way around.
So what you're trying to say that this money management thing is no child's play?
It's no child's play at all.
The Money Click is an annual financial literacy program to help you up your money game. The Money Click is not just about money, it's about mindset. So in the Money Click program, go beyond budgeting to rewire your thinking, to rewire your mindset, to change your thinking about income, to change your thinking about money management. So we'll help you grow your income, we'll help you manage it, we'll help you invest with confidence. Money is not just about what you know. Money is more about how you behave. And every day in the Money Click program, what we'll try to do is to influence how you behave about money. This is not just financial education. This is financial transformation. I will hope to see you become a part of it. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday live session. I'm very happy to have you all here today. My name is Chukwuemeka and I'm the founder of the Naira Academy. Glad and happy to have you all to our Thursday live session. Right? So if you're joining us from anywhere, please just say hi. If you're joining us from YouTube, just say hi. For those on Instagram, say hi. For those on Facebook, just say hi in the comments. Let us know that we have people here today. And remember, if you're just joining us, please do well to just share the link. Just share the link. Share the link with your contacts, share your WhatsApp page, share your WhatsApp status. Get people to come and join and learn something. Remember, like I would always say, sharing is a way of also giving to people, right? Sharing knowledge is a way of giving to people. Sometimes instead of giving money, the best thing you can give is just the knowledge of how to manage and get the money, right? So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I see your comments coming in. Thank you, Madam Mercy Onodu. Thank you so much. Welcome. I see your comment. First time, Floniga. Thank you so much, Floniga, for being here. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, you're going to have an amazing time here because our topics, what we discuss here, are usually very profound and they are practical things that can help you on your personal finance journey, right? So thank you very much for joining us. And if you're not following us on any of the platforms that you're joining us from, please just hit the follow button and follow us. If you're on Instagram, hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the follow button as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. So let's get right into it. What we have for you for the day. So today, we're going to be looking at the real reason people borrow during Christmas, right? And we're also going to look at how to break the cycle. The real reason people borrow during Christmas and how to break the cycle. It's the thing about Christmas and people borrowing during Christmas, it has become more than a habit. It has become a pattern, right? And the same pattern repeats itself every now and then, every year. Every year, the same thing happens. Every year, the same thing happens, right? People earn the same salary. They face the same responsibility. Yes, somehow they spend twice as much, or sometimes thrice because they have to borrow just because they want to celebrate Christmas, right? So the thing is, people don't actually borrow during Christmas because they are poor. No, that's not why. They borrow because Christmas exposes their money habits. Christmas is that time in the year when your worst money habits will be exposed. Why? Because you're going to let your guards down. Right? Now let's look at the real reasons why or reasons behind this whole Christmas and December borrowing, right? And let's ultimately, most importantly, eventually, we're going to look at how you can finally break the cycle. So let's start with the first one. The first one is emotional spending, right? So the problem is that during Christmas, what we do is emotional spending, not financial planning. That's what we do. We just do emotional spending. We spend out of emotions, right? So our spending is pushed, is moved by our emotions. So that's the first problem. That's the first problem. For some people, for a lot of people, December spending is rarely logical. There's nothing logical about it. They are all driven by emotions, excitement, sometimes guilt. Oh, I don't have this. I didn't do this last year. I did somebody, this other person has this pressure. Right? For those of you that people from home are already calling you. Are you not going to come back this year? You didn't come back last year. What are you doing? You're not coming back this year again. We didn't see you last year. Pressure. The pressure of even competition. Oh, Mama Nkechi did this. You want to do that. Right? You want to be like the other person. You want to be like your next door neighbor. Even on social media, social media is even making it worse. Very soon you see a lot of things flying on social media. You want to be like that person you're seeing on social media. Competition, pressure. Right? Then another thing that makes us spend emotionally is that once in a while mentality. We have that mentality that Christmas is once in a while, right? Christmas is once in a while. Christmas is not every day now. Shey is just 1 month out of 12 months. It's just 1 month in a year. Once in a while. You see that once in a while mentality is the reason why we go on to squander. Greetings to you, ELN from Ireland. So that's the reason we spend emotionally. That once in a while mentality, right? Another reason why we spend emotionally during Christmas is childhood scarcity memories. A lot of people who grew up with scarcity in childhood, grew up not having the things they felt they should have during Christmas, right? Or grew up not having the things other people had during Christmas. Now, what this has done is that it has created a scarcity mindset, right? So that scarcity memory is what plays out during Christmas. So during Christmas, you find yourself overcompensating for the things you think you did not have while you were young. Sometimes this overcompensation even happens for our children. You give your children things they don't need just because you feel you didn't have all those things while you were growing up. Now, I'm not saying you should not give your children the things that they need. I'm saying that in overcompensating, you give them even things they don't need. You give them what they need and more. Why? Because you're telling yourself, when I was young, do you know I couldn't even have shoes for Christmas? Now, during Christmas, you buy your children 3 shoes, 4 shoes, 5 shoes. Why? That's you acting out of emotions. That's clearly you acting out of a place of scarcity. And that's trauma. That's financial trauma rooted in childhood scarcity. And a lot of us are walking about with this trauma and we don't even know it. I see a lot of people, sometimes they go online and see people say, I'll give my children the best, all the things I did not have. I just see trauma speaking. A lot of us are spending money not from a place of logic. We're spending money from a place of trauma. Everything we're doing today as regards our finances is still a trauma response. So the truth is, if you come from scarcity, doesn't matter how rich you think you are today, you need to look back and start healing from your trauma. Because have you come to notice that it is people, most times, most people who come from scarcity and eventually make a lot of money tend to spoil their children. And the reason is simple. They are trying to overcompensate for their own lack. that came from their childhood. So all those things are things that lead us to spend emotionally. Why? Because when you're spending from a place of my children didn't have this. No, sorry, I didn't have this. I want to give it to my children. You're no longer making that decision from a point of financial planning anymore. You're making that decision purely from a point of your childhood scarcity memories. Purely, completely. All your emotions are 100% in control. At that point, you're not thinking. Your emotions have taken over. Right? Your emotions have taken over. And that's the reason why one of the things that you need, if you must make sure that you must get financial planning right, is self-discipline. Self-discipline is learning how to use the fire of your emotions to your own advantage. That's what self-discipline is. Right? There's a course in the Naira Academy called Mastering Self-Discipline. It's one course everybody should take. Everybody should take that course, Mastering Self-Discipline. Because when you take the course, then you will understand how to harness those emotions to your own benefit. So Christmas amplifies our emotions. It amplifies our emotions. That's the truth. Right? And the thing is that during Christmas, people feel instead of plan. All we do is feelings. In fact, it's one of the themes of Christmas. Feelings in the air, feelings, Christmas feeling. I can have those Christmas feelings, right? We are filled with feelings and zero planning. That's the problem. And because we're filled with feelings, zero planning, emotions amplified, we overspend. We overspend, and without even realizing it, we spend more than what we ought to do. A lot of people earn a lot of bonuses and perks and things during this period. But do you know that by January, nothing is left. Nothing is left. Everything is completely squandered. Everything. And that trajectory needs to change. It needs to change. You need to move from a place of spending emotionally. And that's why you need to be in the Money Click program. Because you need to understand how to structure and organize your finances. You need to first understand how to change your mindsets. You need to get in the journey of rewiring your mindset about the way you spend. See, every change starts from here. And that's what the Money Click is about. It's about changing here. It's about changing how you look at spending. It's about changing how you look at money. It's about changing your approach to money. Because when you change your approach to money, if you change your mindset to money, every other thing about your finances will change. So we need to stop spending from emotions. But you can't do it on your own. You need to understand how. You enter a mall today for one gift. You come out with bags for 6 people that you didn't even plan for. How you tell yourself, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. That's emotional spending. That's emotional spending. Number 2 is childhood money trauma. Childhood money trauma. A lot of us, we are carrying the flag of childhood money trauma without knowing it. Right? Like I said earlier, a lot of us overspend in December because of that childhood script in our head that says, let me give my children the Christmas I never had. You're giving your children the Christmas you never had. That is you responding from a place of trauma. Let me show my family that I am trying. That is you reacting from a place of trauma. I don't want my children to feel the things I felt. I don't want them to suffer how I suffered. That is you responding from a place of trauma. And these things are deep emotional triggers. When trauma shows up, what do we say? Logic disappears. Logic disappears. And when logic disappears, people can borrow to fill emotional gaps. They can borrow to fill emotional gaps. Right? But the problem is you can't heal your past with debt. The thing is, you need to understand how to get on the path of healing. See, a lot of things that we do and we think it's normal with money is trauma. You need to heal. Let me give my children the Christmas I never had. Let me buy them the Christmas shoe I never had to wear. Let me buy them, all this, all that. Let me show my family that I'm trying. So somebody is coming back. Maybe the person, a man who lives away from his family during Christmas, he spent heaven and earth. Oh, I don't want my children to feel the things that I felt during Christmas. I never felt good during Christmas. So you overspend, you overcompensate. And you think it is normal. Here's the thing, and this is the reason, one of the reasons why I always tell people that you have to be in a learning environment like the Money Click program. If not, you won't even understand that everything you've been doing about money has been wrong. Has been wrong. If nobody would tell you, if nobody has ever told you, right? If nobody has ever told you that you telling yourself that you want to give your children the Christmas you never had is you responding from a place of trauma, you wouldn't know. You will not know. And that will be your first step towards discovering the source of your trauma. We'll have a course in the Monera Academy called Healing from Financial Trauma. And every year we take that course towards the mid-year. Right? And as part of member of the Money Click program on that course. So it is key, it's important that we start healing our traumas. Because most of us are self-sabotaging our finances without even knowing. Without even knowing. Most of us don't even realize that what we're doing is us reacting from a place of trauma. We don't even know. Some of us don't know. We don't have any idea. And that's what I'm telling you. Just get in the place where you need to learn. A huge percentage of Nigerians are walking about, Africans are walking about the financial trauma. But we don't know. You know the thing? We have even normalized the trauma. We see it as a normal thing. We see that, oh, it's okay, it's normal. You know, when you're overcompensating to show your family that you're doing your best, you think it's normal. You think it's normal. I've seen people who have come to tell me how till today they can't buy anything good for themselves. All they focus on is helping every other person around them but themselves. I've seen people who went on training their younger ones till today they can't do anything for themselves. Some people were raised into this trauma. It was induced into them by parents. This is your responsibility. This is what you must do. Don't think about yourself. Money trauma is real. It's real. And until you get on the journey of healing it, you're not going to be free. And healing from financial trauma is not a one-day thing. Sorry. It is not a one-off thing. It is a journey. Healing is a journey. And that's the reason why you need to get in the journey as fast as possible. Because here of not getting on the journey, if you are a parent, you will pass on the trauma unconsciously to your children. Some of the traumas most of us carry today, we are inherited from our parents, including money trauma. So if you don't make that conscious effort to break the barrier, to break that passage, your children will receive it. And how do you do this? You start with knowledge. You learn how to. Get into the Money Click program. I've been singing it like a bell. You need to get into the Money Click program. You need to get in. You need to understand money. See, I will teach you money from a perspective you've never, ever thought about before. That's the truth. And I boldly say that no other literacy platform, financial literacy platform, teach money like the Naira Academy. Why? Because we believe and we look at money from a very different perspective. A lot of people approach money just from the outer part of money. Invest, save, do this. No. The outer part is not the problem. The problem is the inward, is the inner parts. Right? See, the way a lot of people approach money is like when you make a mistake on a printout, right? You print this, you make a mistake, then you take an eraser and you want to start erasing it to write the right thing. No, that's not how you do it. You need to get back to the software, right? And change that spelling and correct the error from the software before you print again. And that's exactly what we do in the Money Click program. Here, we work on your mindset. Changing your mindset is changing the error in the software. Changing the error in the software. Thank you very much, Madam Message. I choose to pay for courses than do free giving at any requests. I was being traumatized before now. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yes, financial trauma is real. Financial trauma is real. It's real. And we must acknowledge it before things can start changing. Right. Number 3, the pressure to impress family and extended relatives. If you're just joining us, we're looking at the reasons people borrowed during Christmas. That's what we're looking at right now. The reasons people borrowed during Christmas and how to break the circle. The number one reason that we've looked at is emotional spending. We've looked at childhood trauma, and now we're just about to look at the pressure to invade and extended relatives. Right? And Nigerians understand this pressure more than any other culture. The pressure to impress extended family, right? To impress family and extended relatives. Nigerians understand it quite well. They know this. Yes, mindset change is everything. Thank you, Madam Atineke Kudaisi. It's everything. Right? The pressure to impress family and extended relatives. Nigerians, they can relate to it. Nigerians can relate to it. Other African countries too can relate to this. Cameroonians can relate to this as well. Kenyans can also relate to this. A lot of Africans can relate to this. Village expectations. In Nigeria, you see that come home by force syndrome, especially among the Igbos. Come home by force. You must come back home. You're not going back home during Christmas. Why? Right? Schoolmates reunion. You must not be there. You mustn't be there. It's too much pressure. Family ranking. There's whispered comparisons here and there. The pressure, the whispers. What did he bring? How much did she give? You see, all this pressure is what pushes people to borrow. What pushes people to borrow? Not because they have money problems, but because they are managing image problems. Growing up, I grew up in the Catholic Church, and we have this thing called bazaar, towards the end of the year. And during bazaar, the things that are brought in for harvest are sold during bazaar. Now, during bazaar, one thing you realize is how everybody, a lot of people are just pricing things, and you think they are buying. People are pricing things, the auction. But bazaar works like an auction. Yeah, it's auction. Those things from some harvest are auctioned during bazaar. You know how auctions work. You can buy a piece of this mouse, for example, in auction. This mouse might be worth 8,000. You can buy it for 30,000 in an auction. Now, it's not a bad thing, right? But the thing is, a lot of people go for this bazaar auction, knowing fully well they do not have money to buy. They buy and they pledge to pay. And you see eventually 6 months later, the church is announcing that somebody bought things on credit in bazaar on auction and has not paid 6 months later. In fact, the church will practically have to drag them for them to pay. What does that tell you? Pressure. Some people will come for that auction. They had no intention to buy anything, but just because they hear people shouting 10,000, the other person said 20,000, pressure, peer pressure. They just key in. They will now shout 30,000. They don't have the money and they will say, oh, you have it. They say, oh, you have it. Pressure. The pressure is too much. It's too much. So we must become proof of that pressure. Nobody can do it for you. If you yield to it, you pay the price. Yes, black man tax never. There's always tax, always. And here's a very interesting comment that from Tita Academy. Welcome, man. Says we did secondary school in Ikurun, Osun State. You're carrying reunion to Lagos. How exactly? Who do you want to put under pressure? Who do you want to put under pressure? Exactly. That's pressure. That's peer pressure right there. Because you now start thinking of how to move yourself. Let's say you're somebody who already lives in Osun, start to start moving yourself to Lekki, So there's a lot of pressure this period. And somehow everybody wants to do everything this period. Unions, they want to fix it this period. Meetings, they want to fix it this period. Umona meetings, they want to fix it this period. Church meetings, they want to fix everything happens this period. You need to choose your heart. You need to choose your heart. Wellness Bloom Consults said that even here in the abroad, people run on debts, on credit card because it's Christmas. Exactly. That's just it. Using credit card because it's that's because is once a year. That is once a year. We'll take into a debt that will take you the whole of the next year to clear. And then at the end of next year again, you run into another debt again and continue the cycle. They tire. They tire. They tire. Are you not tired of being in debt? Are you not tired of not being free? See, there's no peace of mind like being debt free. Even if you don't have an investment, be debt free. You need to be debt free. And that's part of what we do in the Money Click. For those in the Money Click program, we don't use credit cards. When you come into the Money Click program, you understand why you need to break your credit card. You understand why you need to throw away your credit card. You understand why you need to go to the credit card company and tell them to deactivate my card. You need to be in the Money Click program. It's an interesting place to be, especially for the sake of your finance. Especially if you don't even live in Nigeria, you need to be in the Money Click program. Because you're living in a system that is meant to keep you in bondage, but you don't even know. You're living in a system that has been curated to enslave you financially, but you don't even know. Well, let's move. Number four reason why people borrow during Christmas is because there is no plan. There's no plan. Everything happens last minute. Absolutely no plan. Right? It's funny how people don't plan for Christmas, because Christmas started. You knew this Christmas was going to come this year. You've known since January. You know since last year that when it's going to come. But yet there's no plan. Right? I remember growing up, my mom would buy us Christmas clothes then because it was a thing. Christmas clothes, we used to buy it in October, sometimes September, as early as that, before December. That's how much plan my mom used to put into preparing for Christmas when it comes to buying things. Upon that, she still didn't get it all right. Right? A lot of people plan their year. As the year is starting, they plan their year, but they don't plan for December. They don't plan for Christmas. And it is still the same Christmas and December that they spend the most and borrow the most. Right? Everything is left to vibe. Vibe. Everything is left to vibe. Everything is left to vibe. And here is a comment. Here is a comment from ELNS8. I can't pinpoint who this person is at this time because of her YouTube name here. So he said, yes, I paid off credit card while in the money click this year. I have peace of mind. You cannot equate the peace of mind from being debt free like anything to anything. You can't. The Bible said that the borrower is slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. Slave to the lender. You need peace of mind. And let me just go back to some comments that I'm just seeing now. Mrs. Mercy said the pressure on Catholic Bazaar is too much. I stopped attending Bazaar more than 10 years ago. The events do not go well with me. The pressure is a lot. So if you're somebody who is moved a lot by, just the best thing to do is just avoid it. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Thank you very much, man, for sharing that. If you're on Instagram, you will see the comments at the top. Okay. Yes, credit cards are like a snare. Yes, that's what they are. That's what they are. Oh, this is Mrs. Linda. Great. So this is Mrs. Linda Oko. Thank you so much, ma, for being here. Okay, so this is Mr. Linda Oko said, yes, I paid off my credit card while in the money click this year, and I have peace of mind. You can't quantify the peace of mind that would come with being debt free. With being debt free. When us Bloom Consults says, even if you don't have an investment, be debt free. Yes, be debt free. Be debt free. That's being debt free. Thank you so much, ma'am. Being debt free is your first step to investing. That's the first step to investing. It's becoming debt free. See, if you become debt free today, then you are one step to investing. But if you're not debt free, if you're swallowing in debt, you can't be talking about investments. You can't be. Why are you investing? Because there are investments you put your money in. Your debt is growing faster than your investment. So it makes no sense. So being debt free is key. It's key. It's sacrosanct. Right? It's key. Okay. So again, we're talking about no plan. How people don't plan in December. That's the reason why they get into debt. People don't plan it. There's no plan. Right? Suddenly, people just decide that they're going to travel. They're going to travel. They're going to buy gifts. They'll cook food for 100 people. They're going to buy clothes. They'll set up events. All those things. They'll send family supports, community contributions. But you did not plan for it. What are you expecting? What are you expecting? And all these things, because of the way the Christmas season is, they all appear at once. And because there was no plan, borrowing becomes the default response. Borrowing becomes the default response. Right? Christmas is not an emergency. Christmas is only an emergency to those who don't plan for it. Christmas is only an emergency to those who do not plan for it. Number 5 reason why we get into debt during December, Christmas, is because of lack of boundaries. Hey, lack of boundaries. Lack of boundary. Everybody expects something from you. Everybody expects something from you. And because you don't have boundaries, you go borrow. Lack of boundaries. Some of us don't have boundaries. We don't have boundaries around our money. We're too good. we have too much good heart. It's something that Coach Reddy calls uncultured generosity. Because you don't have boundary. So you ask somebody, why are you giving them money? Everybody else say, it's because I have a good heart. I have a good heart. You don't have a good heart. Sometimes it's just trauma self that is speaking. Just trauma speaking. Right? December is that month that those they will come and tell you, anything for Christmas. Send small something now. We are counting on you this Christmas. This Christmas we are counting on you. It's you. We're counting on you. I remember one time when I was living somewhere in Makudi, the kids man would always tell me, say, if you don't do anything for me this Christmas, I don't go do Christmas, so I'll laugh. you know, quite a lot of things. Quite a lot of things that come up, right? During Christmas. Yeah, thank you very much, Tita Academy. I like this comment from Tita Academy says, I knew I would be going on holiday by December, and I have a lot of expenses. I started since September, booked and paid when my daughter and I will stay. No, now money click. I receive sense. Thank you so much, ma. Yes, you're going to travel. Plan for it. Nobody is saying you shouldn't travel. Nobody is saying you shouldn't enjoy Christmas. But it's not that you wake up on 23rd and you say, this Christmas, so why? You start booking flights. You're going to pay double. You're going to pay double. Decide that 23rd is when you're just going to the market, nothing planned. You will pay for it. In fact, the systems we have, right, during Christmas, especially in Nigeria, are there to milk you. So if you don't plan early, you will pay dearly. If you don't plan early, you will pay dearly. Right? And thank you so much, man. Says it's Jesus' birthday. Why am I the one running to that? This all got me. Exactly. It's Jesus' birthday. Why are you running into debts? For birthday will not be your own. You collect debts. Right? When Jesus too self has paid our debt for us, you go collect another debt again on top of your own birthday. Thank you very much, ma, for that comment. Oh my god. Thank you. So let's go back to lack of boundaries that we're talking about. So, like I said, this month of Christmas is the month that a lot of things are going to come your way. Anything for free, anything at all, na impact pass. They'll tell you send small something. They'll tell you we're counting on you. You're the one we look up to. Just help us manage anything. Right? And out of guilt or fear of disappointing others, people borrow to say yes to those people. Yes, people do that. People borrow to be able to meet up with other people's requests out of guilt and out of fear. And that's why I tell you that healing from your trauma is sacrosanct. Because when you're responding out of fear or guilt, it is a sign that you have an unresolved trauma. And people pleasing, you need to understand that people pleasing is the most expensive habit you can have. People pleasing is the most expensive habit you can have. It's the most expensive habit you can have. So you need to create boundaries. A boundary to protect you. The boundaries protect your future. Right? Borrowing destroys it. And here is the truth. When you decide to start setting boundaries, the talk will change. This person is wicked. They even look outside again. Very mean person. Since when you go this abroad, I never chop in 1 naira before. They will try to guilt trip you. That's the truth. And it's okay. Allow them to say whatever they want to say. You know where you're going to. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. They will say a lot of things. They will. They will. Because one way they will know to get to you is through your emotions, because that's how they've always gotten to you, is through your emotions. So when you set your boundaries, don't expect that it will not come with backlash. Don't expect that it will not come with reaction. It will come with a lot of reactions. You need to be ready for it. Number six, another reason why you get into debts in December, right? It's that I will sort it out in January lie. Hey, as somebody told themselves this one, I'll sort it out in January. You just see yourself, you're just spending in Christmas. You're spending, and you tell yourself, January, I'll sort it out. I'll make up for it in January. That's one of the biggest traps. If you look back, you see that most times that those decisions affected you for the rest of the year, the following year, and you didn't make up for it in January. You struggled because of it in January. So people will convince themselves that January will be better. They will convince themselves January things will be okay in January. You know, but only for them to meet school fees in January, rent in January, transport in January, fuel, a lot of things in January, responsibilities, work expenses in January. And before you know it, reality sets in. And that December loan becomes a very long-term burden. Right? That one single Christmas decision becomes a 6 months consequence. 6 months, you're even still struggling to pay. 6 months, you're struggling to pay. You did try run from the loan, they drag you back. Right? So it's key. It's key we start telling ourselves, giving ourselves reality. December is the month that you're paid all the bonuses and whatever. How do you think that if you tell yourself if you set that in January, how would magic happen in January? Most people, for those in Nigeria who pay rent yearly, most people pay their rent in January. How would magic happen? And that's why when you see anybody that rent meets and the person is not ready to pay, that shows proper lack of financial planning to plan. One whole year to plan. So if you're now in a system that you have to pay rent monthly income, so that I will sort it out in January mentality is a killer. Is a killer. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. It's a killer. It's a killer. Right? All right. Okay. So let's look at how you can break the circle. Right? So we've looked at the real reasons people borrow during Christmas. Now let's look at how to break the circle. How to break the circle. Number one, prepare for December before December. I can't say it any better than this. Prepare for December before December. Just like the person who just shared Tita Academy, how she prepared for December 2 or 3 months back, booked her tickets, sorted out all her expenses 2 or 3 months back. 2 or 3 months back. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Right? So if you can, start in October. If you can, start before October to start planning for December. Stop planning for December in December. It's a wrong move. Create a Christmas fund. Start planning early. Right? See, your emotions will relax. It will calm down when your money has direction. And that's what a plan does for you. That's what a budget does for you. It gives your money direction. It gives your money direction. It tells it where to go to. It tells it where not to go to. It tells you where not to go to. Okay. So here's this comments. If anyone tells you they're looking into you, if anyone tells you they are looking into you this Christmas, your comeback is we should all look unto Jesus. Okay. The author and finisher of our faith, especially if they are not in your plans. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So plan for December before December. Number 2, set boundaries and stick to them. Set boundaries. You don't have boundaries. That's a problem. You don't have boundaries with your money. You're going to be what we say in Igbo, we call saraka. They do like this. Saraka. You will give without you will give without limitations. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's not good heart anything. It's a problem. It's a big problem. So you need to set boundaries. You must have boundaries. You must create boundaries around your finances. You are not a human ATM. Stop behaving like one. Anybody that calls you at any point in time, you must have something to give. And let me see what I can do. You stop seeing what you can do every time. See what you can do for only the ones you planned for. For only the ones you planned for. Like we would say in the money click program, have a budget for giving. When it's exhausted, anybody that comes, tell the person what? Next month, I'll see what I can do. 30-day rule. Push the person into the 30-day rule. Yes, if you don't understand the 30-day rule, you're not in the money click program. Why? Why are you not in the money click program? Right? So set boundaries and stick to them. Right? Number 3 is replace emotional spending with value spending. So before you buy anything, ask, is this necessary or is this emotional? Always consciously ask yourself these questions. You see, this question alone can save you thousands, hundreds. Is this thing I'm buying necessary or is it emotional? Ask yourself this question, right? And give yourself an honest answer. Number 4, deal with your childhood money trauma. We can't say it enough. Deal with your childhood money trauma. Deal with your childhood money trauma. Deal with it. Deal with your childhood money trauma. You must deal with it. The past doesn't have to control your December or any month at all. You need to break the scripts consciously. You need to consciously break the scripts. It's a conscious effort. It doesn't happen unconsciously. Right? Yes, you developed the trauma sometimes unconsciously, but you must consciously break it. You must consciously rewire your mindset. Consciously. You must consciously rewire your mindset. You must consciously change how you do things. You must consciously change those neural pathways that do not support your financial well-being. Replace them and develop new ones. Develop new ones. Number 5, choose to impress your future, not your village people, not your visitors, not your ancestors, not choose to impress your future. Your future. I don't know how 4 days of Christmas would destroy 4 months of your financial goals. I don't know how. Sometimes in fact, your financial goal for the whole year. I say people close down their accounts because it's Christmas. Like they've been saving from January to November, and in December they spend it all. Everything. They spend it all. They spend it all. They spend everything just because it's Christmas. For birthday we no be your own. For birthday we no be your own. Right? So choose to impress your future. Before you spend for Christmas, ensure that January money is secured. When you secure January money and then you have excess left for spending, then you can go ahead and enjoy yourself. But your future has to come first at every point in time. Number 6 is build systems that keep you disciplined. Build systems that keep you disciplined. Build systems that keep you disciplined. Looking for financial down. That's why you need to read this book. See, part of building the system that will keep you disciplined is the reason why you need to read this book. Building your financial dam. Yes. Yes. Building your financial dam. If you must understand money management, then you need to read this book. You need to build systems that will keep you disciplined. And you need to get the knowledge to help you do that. You don't rise financially by willpower. No. You rise by systems. You rise by structure. And ultimately, you rise with community. And that's where the Money Click program comes in. Right? You're tired of December overspending. The same thing every year. Emotional buying. Right? Those of us are emotional spenders. A lot of us are emotional spenders. You're tired of it. Right? You're tired of people pleasing. You're tired of January debts. You're tired of money guilt. You're tired of financial inconsistency. You're tired of repeating the same financial mistakes every year. You're in the same place with the same mistakes. Then you need to understand that joining the Money Click program is your first step. Because inside the Money Click program, you're going to learn how to break emotional spending patterns. You're going to learn how to plan for December before December. You're going to learn how to heal your financial trauma. You're going to learn how to set boundaries without guilt. You're going to learn how to enter January with peace, not panic. Not panic. January is coming. Your mind don't dey beat because of gbese wey you go and wey you dey face. Learn how to grow your money throughout the year. Learn how to pay off your debts and become debt free. Right? Learn how to become financially grounded, not reactive. See, you don't break all these old financial circles alone. You break them with support, you break them with structure, and you break them with accountability. And the Money Click helps you to do exactly that. So if you want this Christmas to be different, if you want next Christmas to be different, right? If you want to escape the circle of borrowing and regrets, see, if you want total financial peace, right? Then you need to join the Money Click program today. You have to join the Money Click program, right? Join the Money Click program. We can see details on how to join the Money Click program is right there in front of our screen, right? So do the needful and get on board. If you check at the bottom of your screen, for those on YouTube, you'll see the details pulling at the bottom of your screen. If you're on Facebook, you see it at the bottom of your screen too. If you're on Instagram, you see it at the top of your screen. All right? Join the Money Click program now. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. And I love this comment that just came here from Mrs. Linda. Says that I created Christmas funds last year by saving €10 weekly, and I was able to cover Christmas gifts for friends and family this year. I clearly understood the value of planning. Thank you so much for sharing this, man. This is what we are talking about, right? Created Christmas funds, started saving €10 every week. It's planning. That's the planning we're talking about. That's the planning. That's the planning. And yes, the person who wrote this is a bona fide billionaire. She is a member of the Money Click program, right? And yes, the Money Click members, we call ourselves the billionaires. And that's what we are. And that's what we are. Right? So I don't know if you have any questions so far to ask. How do you join the Money Click program? Send us a DM if you are right now on this live. Send us a DM or send a message to the phone number on your screen. To send us a message to any of those numbers, and we'll give you all the details. Right? Send us a message. Move into our DMs. Talk to us. Right? We are here to help you attain financial peace. If there's no other questions, then we're going to bring the session to an end. It's been a very, very interactive session. It's been a wonderful session today. Reading through your comments have been, in fact, the highlights of the sessions for me, right? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your strategies for financial planning, your strategy for financial peace. And I'm sure everybody that joined us here today have learned a thing or two about how to go about their finances this season, right? And one of the profound things that we saw this comment just a few minutes ago. We saw another comment some moments ago about starting to plan for December from October, right? And this is even planning from last year. So you can start this year to start planning for next year's Christmas. You already know when next year's Christmas will be. You already know when 25th of November 2026 is going to be. So start planning now. Don't wait till that time and then start running helter skelter. The thing is, when you don't plan when it comes to money, you will pay what's the word? Any mistakes you make with money, you will pay for it. Right? You will pay for it. There is no there's no saying sorry. Sorry, I made this mistake. I will correct it next time. No, as you're correcting it, you're already paying the price. That's one thing with money mistakes. You will pay the price. You will pay the price, right? And remember, if you're not yet in the Money Click program, if you've not yet joined us, right, in the Billionaire Club, then you need to become a member, right? Get yourself into the Money Click program. Get yourself into a curriculum and into an accountability system and into a community that will help you attain the ultimate financial peace, right? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Remember, every Wednesdays, we have a live session. Every Thursdays, we also have a live session, right? And we might even start having daily live sessions this Christmas, just to make sure that we're in your faces to remind you of the things that you need to do. So we might be here tomorrow, but we're not sure. But if we will, we're going to announce it on our pages and all our platforms for you to know. But we're here to make sure that you achieve your financial goals, especially in this season of Christmas. We're here to make sure that this season of Christmas is not like the rest where you get into January with debts, right? We're here to make sure that you get into January with all the peace and calm that you want. Ultimately, we're here to eventually make sure that you get into January with a plan. And yes, in these sessions, sometime in this month, we're going to be teaching you how to start making plans for your next financial year. My name is Chukwuemeka Onyenizi. I'm a world-class financial planner, and I'm the founder of the Naira Academy. This is where we draw the curtain for today. We're going to see you again on Wednesday, where we're going to be live again, 12 noon on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Thursday, we're going to be live again on YouTube, and maybe again Instagram and Facebook. So thank you very much for joining. We do hope to see you next time. Thank you to everybody who pushed out their comments today and that made this session very lively. So glad for you. We're so glad for you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Madam Emily. Thank you so much, Tita Academy. Thank you so much, Madam Linda Oko, who are always here for these sessions. Thank you so much, and compliments of the season to all billionaires out there. Have a lovely day, everybody, and see you again. Bye-bye.
Did anyone teach you how to handle money while growing up? I guess not. Most adults learn the hard way through debt and financial stress. But here's the thing, your child does not have to repeat that same cycle. The Naira Academy has created the Money Click Kids program where your child can learn how to save, budget, spend wisely, and understand the basics of investing. So what are you waiting for? Enroll your child in the 2026 Money Click Kids program and give your child the head start you didn't have.